Now, across Texas, the issue is.
I'm Stephen Dial in Dallas.
I'm Rudy Koski in Austin.
I'm Greg Krugen in Houston, and this is Texas, the issue is.
It's been a drama-filled week in Austin. A lot going on with the impeachment of Ken Paxton and the drama between House Speaker Dade Phelan and Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. I talked to McKinney State Representative Frederick Fraizer about voting to impeach one of his own county members.
How would you describe the last 2 weeks in Austin?
The last 2 weeks is like waking up every day asking yourself, what did I get myself into? and then trying to figure out what could happen next. I will tell you, it was the hardest vote I had to make of all session. And not only was it the hardest vote, it was the most heartfelt vote, because you're making a vote that is moving something to a direction that you have a feeling where it's going to go, but you need to do it in the right manners, and you have to make sure that the consequences of what you're doing or making those decisions, of making that decision, is what the district or what somebody in your position should do.
60 Republicans and 61 Democrats voted for this. That was a supermajority. It wasn't like a handful of Republicans joined Democrats and saying there's enough there. What do you make of when you come back and hear your county GOP chair and others say that now they want you and your colleagues voted out? I mean, the entire Collin County delegation in Ken Paxton's home county voted for this.
There will be a trial, and there will be the facts will come out. And you yourself should judge from what you read or hear from these facts. No different than what you heard from the articles of why we were getting to this position, of what was happening in that office. I can't stand for that. My moral compass will not let me do that. And I'm sorry, but that's where I draw the line. When I was listening to those, reading those facts, and going through the entire transcript of everything that we got to view, I said there's enough here in my mind said there's enough here to move this to the next step. So I think that they need to do the same thing. They need to understand this is a position no one else put us in but the AG. No one else put us in this position but that office. And those whistleblowers who came forward to try to tell what was going on and have been smeared and not been able to get heard. At some point, aren't we the people supposed to give them the right for their due process? Aren't we the people supposed to make sure that those folks who were actually right, if they were, get their day in court? So that's where this comes out for me, because what if they are all victims? What if everything is right on this? And what if half of it is? I mean, what if a little bit? I mean, you can go with what ifs all day long, but there was enough evidence here to push this to the next step. And that's where we come in as a House to push this to the next step.
What do you make of this Speaker, Lieutenant Governor feud, or is it more of just the House not agreeing with the Senate and the two front guys are the ones that's basically stealing the show on this?
When you come back to the Speaker and Lieutenant Governor, there's a lot of personalities there. And then it becomes a lot of what goes on with the party. The party makes a lot of those decisions when they want to pick on the Speaker. And they use the Speaker as a kind of a punching bag, and that whether it's the crazy tweets or the mimicking him. I will say this: as much as I know about the Speaker and the other speakers that have been there, he's been absolutely fair to let everything ride and let everything work it out. Whether it's the way we do our point of orders and all of our rules, he's been completely separate from that. I've never seen him meddling with any of the stuff that folks always say he's meddling with. And I get to see that firsthand. And I know how strong Dan Patrick is on the other side. He rules that with his own way.
There are things that Republicans agree on, but you guys aren't agreeing. So how will anything pass? I mean, property tax, Dan Patrick has been tweeting up a storm saying, we're doing things the right way. You guys are saying y'all are doing things the right way. So how does it pass?
I think, the governor's going to have to put them back in a room like he did first and get them to make that agreement. There's always middle ground, right? You know what they say in this business and every business, if both parties think they got screwed, there's probably the best bill they have out there. And I think the best bill is a combination of both things that the House wants and what the Senate wants. That combination, there's enough money there. I know the compression has to be there.
A lot to unpack there. Rudy Koski, what's your one word?
Steve and I wore my Looney Tune tie for this, not necessarily for the three of us, but for this segment. So originally I was going to say anarchy, just one word, anarchy, but I decided to change that word, and my word is diversion.
Greg Grugan's going to throw a flag on the plate. Grugan, what's your one word?
My word is reprehensible, defined as conspicuously bad, wrong, or offensive.